Entrepreneurship is a journey and one of the hardest jobs in the world. That's why if you want to be a successful entrepreneur, you must master the art of organization, productivity, and time management to keep you motivated. This is where the OrganizedPreneur comes in. With the OrganizedPreneur, you get the right tips, the right tools, and the right resources to help you simplify your life so that you can organize your business with ease. So today we're going to be talking about time management. Time management. And we're going to be talking about specifically about the 4 levels of respect for managing time. And before I jump into today's subject, I wanted to say that when there is order in our lives, we have more time and energy. We have more time and energy that creates an opportunity for creativity, for capacity, for growth. And that is why it is so important to have a holistic approach when it comes to productivity and time management. And time management is only a part of productivity, right? It's not just about getting organized. That's just one aspect. It's not just about decluttering. That's just a part of it. It's not just about having systems. That's just one element. And it's not even just about managing time. All of these things are intricately related to one another. And when you address or when you have a holistic approach to productivity, that's when the transformation happens. That's when true transformation happens, when it happens from the inside out. And that's what it's all about. It's all about transformation. And so let's get into time management and the 4 levels of respect for managing time. If you have heard me or anytime I talk about time management, I'm going to give you my definition of managing time, because we all know that you cannot manage time, right? Time management is not about managing time. It is about honoring agreements and keeping commitments regarding your time. And so when we talk about respect for managing time, there are actually 4 levels of respect. And when we look at the word respect, we know that respect is a feeling of deep admiration, to hold in high esteem or honor, right? And so, in all transparency, the older I get, the more I've come to believe that when it comes to time, you got to put some respect on it, right? As the late, great Aretha Franklin would say, RESPECT. Okay? So let's get into these 4 levels of respect. So the first level is respecting time. Respect time or respecting time. Time is valuable. It is a commodity. It is a very valuable thing. And here's the thing that I want to get across to you. It does not equal money. It is more valuable than money, yet we treat it as though it has more value. Because most of us will keep track of what we're spending in terms of our money, but we won't keep track of our time and the ways that we are spending in terms of the activities that we're engaging in. We won't keep track of that, but we will keep a budget or a financial record of how we're spending money. And that's how I know that a lot of people put more value on money than they have on time. And when you ever hear someone say, time is money, time is money, time is money, that means they have more value on money than they have time, because it is not equal. They're not equal. Can I say that again? They're not equal, okay? And so having a healthy respect for time and understanding that they're not equal to money is is how we can come to respect time. Respecting time also means that you understand that there's a time and a season for everything under heaven. That's what Ecclesiastes talks about. In Ecclesiastes 3:1 through 8, it talks about there's a time to reap, a time to sow, a time to get, a time to lose, a time to keep, a time to cast away, right? And so understanding that you're not going to reap at the same time that you sow, right? Just as much as you don't get at the same time you lose. There's a time and a season for that. And I'm not saying that God doesn't replace things when you when you are looking at this. Let's just say perhaps, so let me just say it this way. So there are times when when God is speaking, he will want you to let go of some things in order to get things, or in order to get what he has for you. That's what I mean by a time to get and a time to lose. And there's a time to keep and a time to cast away, right? And so when we have a healthy level of respect for time, we also understand that it cannot be reproduced, but it can be redeemed, according to Ephesians 5:16. Right? And so we're not going to get into that. And even though I have other training on that, we're not going to get into that. But if you go and you look at Ephesians 5:16, it talks about redeeming the time. Okay? All right. So that's level 1. Level 2 is respect your time. Okay? Level 1 was respecting time. Level 2 is respecting your time. When you have a healthy respect of your own time, you really have no tolerance for those who disrespect your time, because you value your time, right? And so when you value your time, you're going to respect your time, and you're going to demonstrate by demonstrating that you love time more than money, because you value your time. In other words, you're going to do things that save you time. You're going to do things that buy your time back and give you your time back. And that's actually what Ephesians 5:16 is talking about, because when you look at redeem and the definition of redeem means to buy back. Okay? And so, but when you respect your time, you're also going to stop selling hours for dollars, because you have more value on your time. You respect your time. So your time is way more valuable. So you're not going to be selling your time for dollars. Okay? So respect your time is level 2. Level 3, respect the time of others. When you respect the time of others, it gives you a picture of what it looks like. It demonstrates to others how you value their time. And so they're more likely to reciprocate. They're more likely to say, you know what? This person is always here on time, and so I really respect her time. So, I'm going to value her time. If you go to your beautician or your stylist or whatever, you're going to show up on time. When you go to your doctor's appointment, you're going to show up on time, because you want to demonstrate the fact that you value and you respect the time of others. And then it's also sowing seeds of respect, right? And so Galatians 6:7b says, for whatever a man sows, that he will also reap. And so you want to respect the time of others. So that is level 3. Level 4, respect agreements. Respect agreements. When it comes to time management, as I often say, time management is about honoring agreements concerning your time. And so a healthy respect for agreements that you make concerning your time and the activities that you're going to engage in means that you respect your commitments that you make to yourself and to others, just like I just said, respecting the time of others. But more importantly, to yourself, because when you disregard the commitments that you make to yourself, it creates a breach of integrity within yourself, right? And so when you disregard the fact that you've made a commitment for honoring your time, then you're no longer going to believe what you tell yourself. Because time management, productivity, getting organized, any of those things are about the agreements. You're making agreements. And the moment you get up with no agenda, no concern for how you're going to be, handling your time, whether you're going to be productive or not, if you get up that next morning and you have no plan, then you, by default, are making a commitment with chaos, right? So you want to respect and honor the agreements and the commitments to yourself. Otherwise, it creates a breach of integrity between you and that inner person, yourself, right? It creates a disconnect. And then you no longer believe what you tell yourself. It's like you are going to, if you ignore, let me just give you this example. Let's just say you ignore the notifications on your calendar, right? You have set an agenda for yourself for the next day, and you just completely ignore the things that you have on your calendar. Or let's just say you don't set boundaries. Oh, that's a good one. When you don't set boundaries for yourself and you just allow others to constantly cross those boundaries, right? Then there's a breach. There's a breach of integrity, right? And so when you don't respect the agreements that you make within yourself, within your inner person, when you don't honor the commitments that you make to yourself, there is going to be a breach of integrity, and you will no longer believe what you tell yourself. Like when those notifications go off, or when someone breaks the boundaries, you've allowed them to actually just break that boundary and just really take over your time, then you're no longer going to believe what you tell yourself. That's all I'm saying. And so, again, the moment you open your eyes, you should have some type of plan. And you should have a plan to commit to that plan, right? Otherwise, you're going to not agree, you're not going to believe what you tell yourself. So my quote for time management is that you don't have a time management problem. You have a problem honoring agreements and respecting commitments concerning your time. So I totally believe that when you open your mind to the fact of having a holistic approach to productivity and time management, and looking at time management not as a to-do list or things you put on your calendar, or being late for appointments consistently, right? When you have a healthy approach to managing your time and being productive and getting organized and creating systems in your business and creating order in your life, you will have more time. You'll have more time because you have respect for time, you have respect for your time, you have respect for the time of others, and you have respect for the agreements and the commitments that you make to yourself. So hopefully this has been helpful to you. If you need any type of assistance, remember, I'm Aldreama Harper, Certified Organizational Specialist and Declutter Coach at theorganizedpreneur.com, helping solopreneurs to create order in life and